Hey, Houston fans, I am so happy.
T minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1.
Are you ready? I was born for this. Look, every Sunday, whenever we play, I get that text. Are you ready?
Texas!
The pitch. And Altuve hits it in the air pretty deep to left. Carter is back at the wall, leaves, and it is gone! It's gone! How do you like that?
One game at a time.
Green still with it. Gets it back, lets it fly, and got it!
Win on two, 1-2.
What is good, H-Town? On today's rundown, we're going to discuss was trading a second round pick for a 1-year rental in Stefon Diggs worth it. Also, we're going to discuss, could this offense be the new greatest show on turf 2.0? And last but not least, Jimmy Ward gets $100K from Stefon Diggs for the single-digit number one. And the 7-1-3 tandem is still a possibility. H-Town, get your listening ears ready, strap up your boots, and let's go. Welcome back, H-Town, welcome back. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to spend a few minutes here with your dreadhead host on everything H-Town Sports Debate Show. And like always, please don't forget to like, comment, share, hit the notification bell. Whatever you feel like doing, baby, I'm with you. Because your boy is a man of the people, and I appreciate you guys for stopping through and checking your boy out. But on to the first topic, and on to the main topic of this video. And on this video, could the Houston Texans offense be the new greatest show on turf 2.0? This is why I say the Houston Texans offense could be very potent in the 2024 season. And you already had a productive Nico Collins who had almost 1,300 receiving yards. You had a productive Tank Dell who was on his way to 1,000-yard receiving season or more before he broke his fibula. Also, you had a CJ Stroud who had one of the greatest rookie quarterback seasons in the NFL. We didn't have a running game. So that right there, the Houston Texans have already made adjustments in this offseason by trading for Joe Mixon. So you let go Devin Singletary and you bring in Joe Mixon. But also Houston just made a huge offseason move in another trade in trading for the Bills wide receiver Stefon Diggs. So now you bring in a primary number one receiver, which I believe Nico Collins is as well. So now you have two number one receivers on the boundaries, and you have Tank Dell in the slot. As well as Tank Dell can bounce out to the boundary and Stefon Diggs can bounce into the slot. You have Joe Mixon, who's a downhill zone runner. The boy can just get it done with any type of running scheme, as well as catch out of the backfield, be a safety net, and as well as Dalton Schultz, who had at least 600 to 700 receiving yards and was a security blanket for CJ Stroud last season. He's back on a 3-year deal. That's just alone is your offensive weapons, not to mention a Pro Bowl left tackle in Laramie Tunsil, a second-round pick in Juice Shrugs, a top-paid right tackle in Titus Howard. Then you brought in a road grader in Shaq Mason. And at the left guard, man, I don't know. If Kenyon Green can be something,
Watch your mouth.
and just be a productive starter, you got one hell of a line, and you can create the greatest show on turf 2.0. And the reason why I say that is with CJ Stroud is a throwing quarterback. He's not a running quarterback. He does not leave the pocket unless he needs to. And when he does leave the pocket, he's looking down the field with his eyes on his receivers, looking to make a play. He's not trying to get yardage unless he has to. And like I stated, it could be a possibility And it's rare that it's done. I think it's probably been done only a handful of times. You could probably count on one hand. I think 5 times that a team has had the team has had 3,000-yard receivers. And my boy CJ has passed for like 4,000 and something yards while missing 2 games. He could have broke the record, period, but he missed 2 games via a concussion, due to a concussion. So that right there kind of hampered some of his statistics. But with these type of weapons, with Stefon Diggs, with Nico Collins, with Tank Dell, with Joe Mixon, with Dalton Schultz, oh my God, man, this could actually really be the new reincarnation in the 2.0 of the greatest show on turf. And they could easily play their way into an AFC championship versus the defending champs Kansas City Chiefs or the Baltimore Ravens or whichever team that feel like they want to be the other team standing in the AFC. I'm loving what Nick Caserio was doing. Caserio was the scenario. We're finally being operated like a real team by a real GM, by a real head coach. You put Bobby Sloyd in his brain with these players and you have problems. He already tried to make it work, and you had Nico Collins missing some games. You had Tank Dell miss about 8 games. You had a lot of dudes go down. You had Dalton Schultz miss some games, and he still managed to be one of the top offenses in the NFL. CJ Stroud still managed to have the most passing yards per game in the NFL with a lot working against him. The offensive line changed all season long. It was no stability. You was down to like your 4th center. We had a lot of problems working against us, and we still managed to win 10 games and win a playoff game and make it to the divisional round. But we have more weapons. We have guys. Who are you gonna double cover? Who are you gonna bracket? Your check down is Mixon. Are you going to double cover Stefon Diggs? Okay, you have Tank Dell and Nico Collins. Nico Collins is Mr. Yards After Catch. He will catch the ball and run over a cornerback. The guy is not scared of contact. He's trying to create it. Tank Dell. Tank Dell is Mr. Shifty, Mr. Break Your Ankles in a phone booth. We have weapons, and I think everybody has awakened to it. The national media, the local media, everybody got their eyes wide open. That's why odds have went from 22-1, I believe, to like 10-1. We have like the 3rd best odds. The Houston Texans have woke up, and D'Amico did not come here to play. Nick Caserio already had started the rebuild process 3 years ago after he traded Deshaun Watson. So we are in a position to be very productive and be a good team this season. And we got to make it. And I know a lot of people, the second question that I know a lot of people have reservations and like, oh man, they traded for Stefon Diggs. He had 3 more additional years on his contract. The Houston Texans ripped those 3 years up, and then they moved $3.5 million to this season that he was going to be old next season. And now he's got a $22.5 million cap hit. That's what he's going to get. But you only have him for 1 deal. You traded a 2nd round pick for a rental. I know. But if Stefon Diggs can get you to an AFC championship, if Stefon Diggs can help get you to a Super Bowl, if Stefon Diggs can come in here and be the productive wide receiver that he always has, and he don't have to be nearly as productive as he was with the Buffalo Bills, but if he can come in here and still be a 1,000-yard receiver, 8 touchdown type receiver, along with Nico Collins, Tank Dell, Joe Mixon, CJ Stroud, Dalton Schultz, and all the rest of the crew, this could be a dangerous offense. And plus, the 2nd round pick would be obsolete to me. I think it was a good trade. At the end of the day, we want to see if we want to be married to each other. If he does play well, Nick Caserio could easily give him an extension. But at the same time, Nico Collins would be due extension. If Nico Collins come out and perform like he did last season, he's a younger receiver. So which one do you want to pay? You don't want to be hamstrung with Stefon Diggs' contract, which had all that dead money. None of that money was real money. It was pretty much fluke money, and he was going to want a new deal after this season anyway. So Nick Caserio just cut to the BS and got right to where it is, gave him his additional $3.5 million from 2025 and added it to this year's salary. That moves him up to 22.5. He's going to get his bag, and he's going to be a Houston Texan. He's going to come out here and ball out with CJ Stroud and the rest of these guys. This team is prepared to go deep in the playoffs. Not only we have this powerhouse offensively, but we also have a hell of a team defensively. I know a lot of people have reservations about the defensive tackle position, but I believe a lot of these guys can step up, and you'll probably be shocked, as well as they're going to add a youngster via the draft. So what they brought in Danielle Hunter, Danico Autry, Al Shire, a lot of these guys, Jeff Okuda, I know you guys don't like him, the guy that they brought in from the Lions, man. I like what they did. Those guys can compete on the other side of Derek Stingley, and you can still bring in the second round or the third round another liable cornerback on a young deal, or you can bring in another safety, man. Nick Caserio has set this team up for success. You have legitimate scary pass rushers on each side, on the left and the right side, in Will Anderson Jr. and Danielle Hunter. Those guys are going to go eat. And Danico Autry had, believe 11 or 12 sacks himself. And he can bump inside and outside. These guys can rotate. They can be fresh. And they can go eat like DeMeco Ryans want. You still have Christian Harris. He's going to come back for the second year in DeMeco Ryans' defense. A lot of these players, man, Al Shire, that guy knows the defense, already. He's a headhunter. He's a sideline-to-sideline linebacker, would tie you up. I know it sounds cliche, but that's what that guy does. He's go eat. He go eats. Just like Carl McNair said about Neville Hewitt, this guy right here is a tackling machine. Al Shire is a tackling machine. We are set up for success. So you're not only, if your offense can keep the defense off the field, when the defense is on the field, they can just pin their ears back and go eat. So this offense could possibly be the best show on turf 2.0 in my opinion. If you have reservations or you don't agree with me, man, leave it in the comments. Holler at your boy. Let me know. We can cuss and discuss. But that is my opinion, and that's what I feel. I know a lot of people are excited, and it's not just Houston Texans fans. It's national media. It's local media. It's all around, man. It scouts just a lot of teams. I can guarantee you a lot of these teams, all the other teams in the AFC South, have their eyes open and their mouth wide open because they're getting ready for the show. And now they're going to have to figure out, how are we going to stop the Houston Texans, who were already dogs last season? And they wasn't nearly as talented as the team that's going to step on the field in 2024. So I'm loving what we did, man. I'm going to kind of compare the old 1.0 greatest show on turf, the players, with the 2.0. You on the greatest show on turf 1.0, you had Kurt Warner at the QB, Marshall Faulk at the running back, Isaac Bruce at the wide receiver. You had Torrey Holt as well. Torrey Holt, I'm sorry. At the wide receiver, excuse me. And Orlando Pace, that guy is the left tackle. Orlando Pace, Jeremy Tunsil. Torrey Holt, who can be Nico Collins. Your boy Isaac Bruce. It can be Stefon Diggs. You have Tank Dell. You have Dalton Schultz. We have a lot more pieces that we added to this. And I know Joe Mixon. I'm not comparing Joe Mixon to Marshall Faulk. Marshall Faulk was a beast and was a dog. But Joe Mixon is more than serviceable. He has a new chance to play. He has a new deal. He has new life in a new place and a new team. So I believe he's going to come out here and be very productive in this Bobby Slowick offense, man. But y'all excuse me because I said Torrey Holt, man. I'm tripping out here, man, you know. But that's the old school classic team, the original greatest show on turf. So much respect to those guys. But like I say, we have a couple of ballers out there too, as well as CJ Stroud. Like I say, Joe Mixon, Tank Dell, Stefon Diggs. All these players that we have that are receiving threats, dude, we can be very dangerous. So H-Town, Y'all tell me what you think about that. Are you kind of pissed off about the contract being ripped up and now it's a second round pick for essentially a 1-year rental in Stefon Diggs? How do you feel? Are you just happy that we have multiple weapons and CJ Stroud can throw the ball all over the yard? Let your boy know. I'm your Dreadhead host, Hot Topic TB. It's been real chopping it up with you, and peace.
Texas! Put some respect on our name.